Alright, so if you watched my last video, you already know that I took my Monte Carlo up to Auburn Hills, Michigan to drop it off at Bipolar Performance. They're going to be doing all the fabrication work under the hood and building the turbo kit. But what you did not get to see in my last video is what was going on at my shop while I was gone. Tanner got started pulling the engine out of Mark's 55 Chevy so that we can take it up to the machine shop and tear it apart. While Tanner was busy working on the 55, my brother was outside putting brakes on my trailer. While I definitely appreciate his help, it would be nice if he could clean up after himself. When I came outside the next morning, this is what I found in the driveway. Anyway, now that I'm home from Michigan and the Monte Carlo's dropped off, we've got other things we need to work on here at the shop. Like trying to get Vicky's 64 C10 ready for her yearly pumpkin tour where she goes to all the different pumpkin patches to buy all new fall decorations. I guess it was about 11:30 when I heard some racket outside and my brother comes rolling in his chicken coop. Of course, he's full of piss and vinegar now that Mark's 55's down for the count, and he feels he's got the upper hand in this upcoming grudge race between the chicken coop and Mark's 55. What in the hell is all that racket?
What do you mean all a racket?
You got some kind of stereo in that thing?
Well, yeah, you gotta have your bumps.
Bumps? Did you hear that pile of shit come flying in the driveway?
I was like, why is there a tractor here? And then it comes skidding.
Oh yeah, it's buckwheat. What are you doing here?
We got a call from Chumpy this morning.
Oh yeah? About what?
Oh, he thinks his attorney's malpractice. He's awful nervous about what's going on over here.
What is going on?
I think the head gasket went bad. And then the reason that it started making noise is because we were driving around with literal sludge in the oil pan.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not good.
I figured as much.
You can look in the valley right here and see where the antifreeze is mixed with the oil. There's a little puddle of it right there.
Possible head gasket. Kowalski, status report.
Well, status report is you know how he banned me from working on his car? Yeah, well, he claims his attorney's malpractice and that he's retracting that.
We don't need you to work on it, Buckhead. Got it under control.
That's what he's worried about.
We got a faulty car when he gave it to us, so he can't even say that.
This thing's definitely going to have to go to the machine shop. While we were in the shop hashing out all the details on who is allowed to work on Mark's 55 and who is not, I had a delivery show up out front. Now this was kind of unexpected. I didn't realize this thing was going to show up in the middle of filming inside the shop. So we're just going to touch on this real quick, and I'm not going to get into a whole lot of details until probably my next video, because what's in this box is only part of the new upgrades I have planned for my Malibu. So since the Monte Carlo's up at Bipolar, getting the turbo kit done, it's headed in the right direction, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near done for Sick Week. That doesn't leave me a whole lot of time to get a cage in it and get the car wired and plumbed and tuned. There's just a lot that needs to be done to that car before I can ever take it out of state to do something like a drag and drive. So I do have a car in here that is ready to go, but it doesn't have a cage, and it's also got a problem with the hood. Now last winter when I took my Malibu down to Sick Week, I had an awesome time. But one thing that has frustrated me about my Malibu is the aftermarket steel cowl hood. I've never been very happy with the way the hood fits, but what really upsets me about it is where the hood's buckled on both sides from people pushing down on it rather than just dropping the hood and letting it latch like it's supposed to. The hood is buckled so bad that on the driver's side front corner it flaps in the breeze as you're going up the road. Since I was so happy with the way the Glass Tech hood fit on the Monte Carlo, I ordered one for the Malibu. And sometime in the coming weeks, I'm going to take it up to House of Pearls to get it painted to match. We'll go more in depth on the plans for the Malibu in the next video, but for right now, I'm focused on getting Mark's 427 pulled out of his 55 Chevy and getting it taken up to the machine shop to get it fixed. Once we got it pulled out of the car and set back in the 64, we moved Mark's car over to the other side of the shop. All right, I'm going to head up to Bob's with this engine, and hopefully I'll bring Billy's Big Block back. Good job today, man. Thank you very much. I'll see you after a bit. Okay. So with Mark's old wounded 427 loaded in the back of the 64, I start making my way north to drop it off at the machine shop and pick up Billy's 540 for his Nova and bring it back home. Now obviously it's getting pretty late in the season and we won't be racing much longer up here in Ohio. The fall harvest season has already begun, and that means Thanksgiving will be here before we know it. We've got what's left of this month and October before the tracks all close up and we begin traveling down south if we want to do any racing or testing. So I'd like to get Mark's 427 fixed up and put back in his 55 as soon as we can possibly make that happen. But Mark's 427 Big Block is not the only Big Block project we've got going on right now. We've still got that 502 Big Block Ford that we need to do a cam swap on and dyno test. And like I mentioned, we've got Billy's 540 that's sitting here ready to go back in his Nova, and we need to get it in the car and test it too. Now we've got Mark's 427 Big Block that needs some attention. And let's not forget, we've got that 496 pump gas Big Block giveaway engine that we need to get put together and down in Billy's 55 so we can test it before we lose the weather here in Ohio as well. Now, once the 496 is down in Billy's 55, his 555's coming up here to get freshened up as well. So if you're keeping track, that's 4 Big Block Chevrolets that are in rotation at the machine shop right now and 1 Big Block Ford. So needless to say, there's going to be quite a bit of machine shop content coming up in the next couple of months. If there's something in particular about the machining process that you're interested in, let us know in the comments. It'll help guide me filming and editing in the next couple of months to get you guys the information that you'd like to hear or see. So, 496 is coming along pretty good.
Yep.
You got it bored, honed.
Got a line honed, got the bearing size fitted, and just checking the deck. Going to mill the deck on it, square it up, and try and get it together here next week so we can put it in the 55 and test it.
I need to get with Kale at Melling about oil pump and timing set, all that stuff. All right, I'll get on that as soon as this will be my reminder to do it as I'm editing. But Gina's working on the shirt designs for that. Those should be out here pretty soon. I should probably have a first rendering of that today, I would think. And so yeah, we're pretty excited to get that started. That's going to be fun. 496 Big Block Chevy, 320 trick flow heads, Isky hydraulic roller, pump gas motor. That thing's going to be a lot of fun for somebody.
Yep.
All right, guys, so I'm back here at the shop tonight. We got Billy's Big Block set down over here. I think they're going to try and work on that tomorrow, and that. They're going to try and get that thing running. I was out here editing, and my phone lit up. There's a 911 situation. You remember last year we took Billy's 55 to sick week, and we had all those problems with rocker arms. Well, somebody from New York is here locally, broke down at his hotel, and he's headed to Trails tomorrow for the final day or two of drag week, and he's got a rocker arm that's broken. And we just so happen to have some spares back here. So I measured this thing for him, and we think it's gonna work. So I know that when we were on sick week, so far from home, and we had rocker arm problems and things like that, we really appreciated somebody taking the time to bring us stuff that we need or stop and ask if we needed help. And it was a really nice experience. So I get the opportunity to pay it back. I'm gonna take this rocker arm into Columbus. We're gonna hop into Malibu here real quick and see if we can't rescue somebody. So here's the situation. It was about 11:30 when I got smoke signals that this guy's broke down in Columbus. Now, he just drove his Big Block Monte Carlo 200 and some miles from Michigan all the way back to Columbus. So in my mind, there's a good chance that there's more damage to this engine other than just a rocker arm. This had me concerned that I may be running around looking for parts all night long. So I stopped at the sheet station to top the Malibu off with fuel before I proceed any farther. I figure this guy and all of his buddies are probably parked at the hotel parking lot with the same concerns that I have about lifters and push rods. And since it's almost midnight on a Friday night, the only way we're going to get parts this evening is if I can find them in someone's garage. Of course, there's always the possibility that we get lucky and the lifter and push rod survive the 200-mile journey without a rocker. If that's the case, if I were this guy, I'd go buy a whole stack of lottery tickets. Somebody ordered a 1.7 rocker, Uber Eats? Yeah. Wait a minute, is this the guy from New York?
Yeah.
All right, we gotta determine something here. Who are you voting for?
Oh, please.
Now, I've never met these guys before, and I was confused because this big guy is the one who called me.
I was Uncle Bob. I was trying to message Billy. He never answered. I said,
You were messaging me.
I messaged Billy too.
Oh, okay.
I was messaging everybody.
I don't know if anybody notices, but this is the reason why I'm the old man, he's Billy the kid, because the girls kept sending him booty pictures, and I was getting tired of it, and we got the same name. So I said, I'm the old man, he's Billy the kid. That's how that whole thing started.
That's awesome.
How many of these have you broke so far?
Two.
And you had one spare.
I had one spare. I thought I had 2 spares, but only had 1.
You think that'll work for you? For some reason, the rocker arm that I brought him is a different part number from what's already on the car. So at this point, I figure my chances of having to run for more parts is pretty likely. I was honestly shocked when he said this thing bolted right on the head in place of the old rocker arm without any problems. He quickly set the valve lash, bolted the valve cover back on, and then it was finally time to fire this thing up and see if it actually runs right or whether we're still in trouble. This it? We getting ready to start it? All right, let's see if it runs. Hey, there we go. Hey, that sounds better.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. There you go. All right, man, I'm gonna head home.
Y'all appreciate it so much.
You're very welcome. Hey, at least now you can get a good night's sleep.
100%.
You can make your trip out to the track tomorrow on 8 holes instead of 7. That 200-mile drive on 7 holes had to have been rough.
Yeah,
All right, well, you guys have a good time. Be safe going home if I don't see you again.
Thanks, Bill.
I might stop out tomorrow and see everybody.
sounds good. Hope to see you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks again.
You're very welcome. So this brings us to Friday, the final day of Hot Rod Drag Week. The cutoff for everyone to make their final passes and turn in their final time slips is for 6 o'clock this evening. And there were a lot of teams thrashing, trying to make a final pass today that will help lower their average ET for the week, that will secure them a spot in the award ceremony this evening. However, the heat and track conditions were not conducive to personal bests. So any of the racers who are trying to improve their average ET for the week are definitely fighting an uphill battle. Now, the guy that I helped last night from New York was in 3rd place in his class. All he had to do today was make an average ET run to secure his 3rd place finish, which is why it was so important for him to have that rocker arm last night to come in first thing this morning and make his pass while the air was still cool and the track conditions were still good. Once I made my way through the gate, I began my search for Charlie K and his 72 Monte Carlo from Brooklyn, New York. I stumbled onto a handful of people that recognized me in the car before I recognized a little white roadster parked next to Alex Taylor's 55. Yeah, I knew I'd find you when I saw that roadster sitting over there.
Well, I got a phone call last week like, man, who can weld a fuel tank? Bill Hoskins. I said, there might be a war in the woods.
Well, Dennis welded it himself. We don't trust Billy with a TIG welder around a gas tank anymore.
Today I said, Hoskins is 5 minutes. That worked out good.
It worked out good. We knew somebody told us he was right. Well, we knew he was here, but we didn't know he was like right out of the
Yeah, right out there, turning left, turning right.
Yeah, that worked out really good.
Dennis and Alex are sitting in 2nd place right behind Bryant Goldstone with the 73 AMC Javelin. And so far this week, Alex's old 55 Chevy has run really well and hasn't given much trouble. So how you doing, man?
And it's been an easy week.
An
Really?
easy week.
Yeah, I mean, all we did was crack a gas tank.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. So
Dude, these guys over here are thrashing.
they usually have an easy week and we're the ones thrashing. So
Wow.
that's just what drag and drive is. You have your ups and downs. And when you're on a down, it stays down.
Yes.
I mean, can be on a downer for a year, and then we can have a year of just positive, just easy.
Yeah.
So today, she came back from a 217 mile an hour pass, and she said that was really almost boring. Because the car, it's really weird. When those cars are working right
Yeah.
for a quarter mile,
Yeah.
it's just, you just have time, and it ran 6.79, I think it was.
679.
Yeah, 679, 217 and change. But it seems like an eternity. You can look around, you can look at the gauges. You
She's
can think about
accustomed
what's
to
going
it.
on. Yeah. So, but when it's not exactly happy, and I don't mean it's out of the groove and it's getting crazy, but if the motor's not happy or the track's not happy, it's a whole different deal. The car is just, I don't even know how to explain it, but the car's more of a handful. It
Yeah.
feels like you're getting loose, and you're really not, maybe.
Well, your anxiety's probably through the
There's
roof because
a
you got to
lot
make
to it.
another 200-some mile drive to the
Yep.
next track.
There's a lot. Those thoughts of I got to run today and drive 200 miles tonight.
Yeah.
That's the great equalizer on this drag and drive. Most people break on the road, not
Yeah.
on the drag strip.
Yep.
So, but so it's for me. the car's doing so good, the motor's doing so good. My intake manifold changed everything. I mean, it really did. And
Really?
The Titan oil pump fixed all the oiling issues, and the lifter bushings that Mike Henson put in. So
Nice.
It's just-
oh, Mikey to the rescue,
yeah,
huh?
Mike honed it, and we put new pistons, and he put lifter bushings, which solved the misaligned lifter issue.
Nice.
So now when it comes back from that pass, I've got puke tanks everywhere. I got puke tanks on puke tanks because I'm sick. I open them and I get like 8 dribbles of water, you know, and that's moisture from the crankcase that's pulling.
Right.
I'll get 2 dribbles of oil. It's like, okay, I don't even have oil to drain. I'm bored.
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's boring though. So I put, a couple gallons of fuel in it, and I sit down and wait for the next pass. That's literally the way this week has gone. But
That's awesome.
I'm okay with that. I'm
So
not
knock
griping
on wood,
about it.
you're done now, right?
Well,
Are we
it
done?
depends on our competition. There's the number 1 guy over here is having a lot of trouble. He's
I see that.
So-
I've been following along on Facebook, and these guys have just been thrashing all week long.
They have, and so if he makes a good hit, he's got to go faster than a 750, and the track is really greasy.
It's hot.
If he goes a 749, he'll still win. If he goes a 751, I think we probably got number 1.
Wow, that's
so
awesome.
We're watching him. We were in battle for second place with this Nova over here,
Yeah.
and he just ran a 7. He'd have to run a 660 something,
Wow.
which he hasn't done all week.
Right.
And the track is not a 660 track.
No, it's
So
not right
he
now.
ran
Not with the sun beat. Like, it's hot and
it's
hazy
hot.
out here today, and
Yeah,
it's
that
not
track is-
conducive to going personal best right now for
No,
sure.
it's like snot out there. So all 3 of us were up there, one after another. Nobody got down the track. Well, he had problems, but so none of the big tire cars are going down. So he just decided to wrap it up. He's not going to go back. So he should be number 3. We should be number 2. And if he doesn't make a good hit, we'll be number 1.
Bryant Goldstone with his 73 Javelin continues to thrash on his car to get it fixed and get in the lanes by 6 o'clock to make one more pass that's fast enough to hold on to his number 1 spot. So while everyone's waiting to see how that turns out, I started driving through the pits to locate Charlie K in his 72 Monte Carlo and see if he managed to hold out for the number 3 position in his class. Hey, there he is.
How's everything?
Good, how are you?
Good. Did
Did you make a lick?
We made it. The car ran pretty much what it would run. It went pretty good, and we're staying in 3rd place.
Good.
So I appreciate your help so much.
Oh, it's no problem, man. No problem at all.
Did you take a look at the back window?
Huh?
Did you take a look at my back window?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I spoke to KJ, and he's also, saw what happened, sent him some pictures and stuff, and he announced it to everybody. I was just so happy, man. It was really nice.
Who's KJ?
KJ Jones from Motor Trend Magazine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of the announcers. I know him from the old street racing days in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been friends a long time.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
thank
up in
you.
the tower with Freiberger right now.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't need to do that.
Nah, it's okay, man. It meant a lot to me. Obviously, it was awesome to meet you in real life.
I ain't nobody.
None of us are, but we are.
Yeah.
And just what you did for us was awesome.
Oh, it's all right, man. It's nothing that anybody else wouldn't have done for us or hasn't already done for us.
I
You know what I
hear
mean? I just wanted to pay it back. We've had so many people help us when we were in need. It's nice to be able to do that.
Definitely. Yep.
That's what drag and drive stuff's all about.
So much. It really is.
I really enjoyed. I loved that going down to sick week. As long as I got air in my lungs, I'll be there. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
As the day wound down at National Trail Raceway for Drag Week 2024, it was time to load the cars up and start heading for home. But for Bryant Goldstone, he still had one more pass left to make. Against all odds, Bryant managed to make a good enough pass to hold on to his number 1 position, securing his spot on the podium tonight for the awards ceremony. Well, you guys have a good trip going home.
Thank you.
Hope you guys make it home safe and sound, no problems.
That's the goal. The 55's driving into the trailer, so that's the only accomplishment that we wanted for the week. That's number 1. Dad will be a happy camper.
Oh yeah, he is happy camper.